You have to address the issue because one, we're kidding ourselves thinking that we're only focused on the positive because a big chunk of our brain is going, there's poop on the carpet.
Right.
And if we pretend it's not there, we're going to step in it and we're going to spread it around. So it's not a matter of just sitting down and going, oh, there's poop on my carpet and feeling bad about it. It's a matter of going, okay, there's poop. I'm going to clean it up. That's what tapping is. It's a cleaning process. So we're addressing what the issue is. By talking about it, that helps us to clean it more effectively. What we resist persists. So we want to address it, clean it up, and then when we say, I'm focusing on the positive, we really are. We're really in a more positive place. We're not pretending and giving off a lot of our energy to this thing that we're trying to pretend isn't there.
All right, everybody. Today we have a very special guest here, and Brad Yates. I almost look up to him as my mentor, although he probably doesn't know this, but I've been following his videos and also attending his workshops for quite a bit now. It's been about 4 years. And I also have a little story to share here in a little bit, but before that, let's introduce Brad Yates. How you doing, Brad? How's everything going for you right now?
I'm doing great. They're going great for me. It's because I choose to feel as good as possible, even when there's some chaos in the world. So
Right. A lot of chaos going on right now, that's for sure. And I'm pretty sure like your workshops and everything has kind of postponed it, and I think you might have taken your workshops online too, right?
yes, yep,
Yeah,
it has changed things.
yeah, definitely. I think another great thing is Zoom has really created this sort of platform that can create connections online for us, which is really great.
Yeah, as much as I love traveling, I am excited that I have these opportunities to talk to people all over, right from the comfort of home. So, I miss being able to give people hugs, but but still, it's great to be able to see people face to face all around the world.
Right, yeah, that's for sure. That's for sure. So yeah, Brad, I wanted to share a little story of how I first discovered your video, and it might even be a little funny here because, back in 2016, that's when I first was looking for solutions. I think it was relating to rejection because I had just been dumped by somebody, and she told me like some really nasty things. And which weren't all
Mm,
false, but like I wanted to find some kind of solution for that, right? So I started looking up for video up online, and I was typing in the keyword rejection, right? So every time your video would pop up on the top, and I had no idea what that video was because because I would skip the video to the middle and it would just be like tapping in the face, and I just didn't understand what it was, right? So I kept trying to find videos about rejection and something related to that topic, but I didn't find any answers that were really fulfilling. So eventually I decided to give your video a try, and it just made so much difference. The first time I did it, I think that was like a 12-minute or a 15-minute video. It was a pretty long video, I think. And as soon as I did it, I just felt the shift in my energy, and I felt so calm, and I just felt like a transformation. And that's when I figured out EFT had so much power, and this is something that a lot of people could benefit out of. So I started doing EFT more regularly after that, and I started discovering more video topics, and you have videos for almost any topics, anything that you can imagine and that's why your channel is so great, and I think that's why people keep coming back to your channel. And yeah, I just wanted to ask, how does EFT work in general, and like is it so powerful that it can transform your energy like in just a matter of few minutes?
right. So EFT, or emotional freedom techniques, or tapping. So when it was originally discovered, it was based on the theory of acupuncture and the idea that has been used in Chinese medicine for thousands of years, that there's this energy flowing through our body along these pathways. And when these pathways are open and the channels are open and the energy is flowing naturally, we experience our natural state of health and well-being physically and emotionally. And when this energy gets stuck, then we don't feel so good. And we don't feel good, we don't think as clearly, and we don't make the best choices, and that has unfortunate consequences for our lives. We have research showing that The tapping lowers our cortisol levels. So that's just one of the ways of seeing that it lowers our stress. So cortisol is one of those stress hormones. So when we feel threatened and we go into fight or flight, cortisol starts pumping through our bodies. And so there
Right.
have been a number of studies done and replicated showing that the participants in the study who are using the tapping process, their stress is going down. We have fMRI studies that show the brain activity in brain scans, showing that after the tapping, the parts of the brain that were lighting up from stress are no longer lighting up. So what we know is that the process of the tapping, if you thought of it as nothing else, it's a form of stress relief, and a very profound and quick form of stress relief. So when you consider that most, if not all of our issues are either caused by or at least worsened by stress, that's why tapping is so beneficial with so many different issues. So we just calm down that stress response pretty quick. And then as we clear that stress, we think more clearly, and we can make better choices, making our lives a whole lot better, personally, professionally, physically, financially, all kinds of different ways.
Definitely. And yeah, talking about financially, I also got your program, Money Beyond Belief. And I think that's a collaboration between you and Dr. Joe Vitale. And
Right.
that definitely helped me transform my idea about how money works. And it just helped me uncover so many limiting beliefs. And I think the reason why I'm so successful, whatever success that I have in my business, is because after I came across your program, Money Beyond Belief. And I keep going back to that every single year.
It's helpful to revisit that because nothing's so good that it can't get better. So as we clear out some of our money beliefs, we have a financial thermostat. We
Mhm.
have this level that feels safe, and we can keep raising that, and then we'll get comfortable at another level. And it's like, okay, once we've reached that, it's like, okay, now I want to turn it up even more, and I want to be
Mhm.
comfortable with more and more. And yeah, it's just that there's a part of us that has all these beliefs about how much money is okay for us or is safe for us, and there's a part of us that has a stress response when we start to have more than that. So as we tap to clear away that stress, then we start to feel more comfortable saying, oh, it's okay for me to have more money. These old beliefs I had about money, like it being the root of all evil or whatever it might be, these just aren't true. And so we then allow ourselves to do those things that create more success in our lives.
Yeah, I definitely can feel that because the way I perceived money before and now it's completely different. Before I had a lot of guilt about trying to even think about money, because I had just got into, my first business at that time and was just like starting up. But I had like so much issues where I couldn't even make a phone call because I felt pretty guilty about trying to sell other people, for things that I was actually offering that they could benefit out of it. But it was just a matter of shifting that perspective, and after that, everything became so much smoother. But talking about that, could we also have like this demonstration? Because I think a lot of people who's watching my videos right now, they probably do not know what EFT tapping is and what we are talking about here. Could we have like a demonstration, just like quick demonstration if we can?
Oh yeah, absolutely. So especially for those of you who are new to tapping, and we are literally tapping with our fingertips on
Right.
places around the face and torso. So I know that if you're new to it, it looks a little strange. And just like you said, Rad, when you were first watching, had the video coming up, it's like, what is that? Uh, but because it is so effective, that's why we do it.
Right.
It's worth looking a little silly. And you can do it at home, so no one even knows you're doing it. You
Right.
don't worry about that. So what we do is generally we start with whatever the issue is that's bothering us.
Mhm.
And I know you had asked about law of attraction and the positive phrasing and versus negative phrasing, and we'll get into that in a moment.
Mhm.
But in general, tapping is used to clear out whatever is distressing us. So we look at it and we say, okay, what's bothering me right now? Well, maybe I'm angry at Bob. Bob did this really stupid thing, and I'm just really angry, and so that's what I'm experiencing the most. And I would say, on a scale of 0 to 10, how intense is that? Well, he was a real jerk. It's about an 8. And then I would ask where in my body I'm feeling it. So it might be a tension in my shoulders or a knot in my stomach, so that I'm aware of what's bothering me. And then with the fingertips of our index and middle finger, we gently tap on the side of our opposite hand, and we say, whatever the problem is. So even though I'm angry at Bob, I choose to love and accept myself. I would repeat that 3 times.
Mhm.
Then we would tap the beginning of our eyebrow, and we tap the points generally between 5 and 10 times. It's not an exact science, so it could be more. It's fine. We'd say, all this anger at Bob. Side of the eye, all this anger at Bob. Right under the middle of your eye, right under your nose, right under your lower lip, just above your chin. Right here where the collarbone just about come together, there's a little bit of a U shape at the base of your throat. You can use all of your fingertips there, or with a fist tapping right over those points. Next point is about 4 inches below your armpit. And it's right about bra strap level, and even us guys can figure out where that is. And repeat the problem again. And then finally, the top of the head. So with all of your fingertips, just tapping on the crown of your head, all this anger at Bob. Then you take a deep breath. And then check in again and say, okay, if the anger was at an 8 before, what is it now? For some people, it'll go from an 8 to a 0 like that. It's usually more a longer process, but it certainly happens that it goes that quickly. Just because we resolve it and we figure out, oh, I don't need to hang on to this. There is, sometimes it'll just go from an 8 to a 7.75, which is still some relief. It's better than staying stuck at an 8, but there just may be other things. And when we're tapping, it's often like peeling layers of an onion, and we get more insight into what's bothering us. So I might be more clear on what exactly it is that I feel threatened by because of what Bob did. And, or I might suddenly be tapping along and suddenly realize, oh, it's not Bob that I'm angry at, it's Sally. In the 3rd grade, Sally did this thing to me,
Right.
and I've never forgiven her. And what Bob has done just reminded me of that. Now I have an opportunity to tap, even though I'm really angry at Sally, and I can clear up decades of issues.
Wow. It's very powerful. I definitely have seen that happen in myself, where I thought like a specific problem was being caused by, some circumstances, but it kind of went back to my childhood, and I kind of started seeing when it first started, the triggers when it first started, and I think the more I was able to not always go back, but at the same time, the more aware I was of the problem on how it started, the more clearer it started making me.
And when we get that clarity about what it is, that's great. And sometimes we may not have the awareness. We may not say, oh, it was what Sally did to me in the 3rd grade, but we may just still be aware of what's going on inside us, because what happened in the 3rd grade is in the past. It doesn't exist anymore. What exists is the feeling that we have in our body. So we can be tapping through, and regardless of whether or not we're consciously aware of what the problem was, we can feel the relief and say, okay, there was something there before and it's not there. It's like if there was something smelly in your house and someone took out the garbage, you'd go, okay, something's gone. I don't know what it was. I just know that I'm free now.
Right.
And that's no longer going to get in my way and block me from the health, wealth, happiness, and success that I choose.
Going back to that law of attraction thing, sometimes we don't like to acknowledge the problem because, it makes us more powerful that way if we just focus on the positive. But in EFT, we get to the root of the problem, right? And I think that's where the power is. And I also wanted to get your opinion on this, but I've seen you and heard you use the analogy of, like sometimes we just try to sweep the dirt under the rug and just try to, imagine that the floor is clean, right? But it's not actually clean because the dirt is still there. It's just hidden there and might create more problem in the future, right?
Right. Then there's a lump in the rug that we're tripping over.
Yeah, exactly.
And this thing is, when a lot of folks first hear us do EFT and we're saying, even though I have this problem, they're like, what? No, you can't talk about the problem. Focus on the positive. It's always about the positive. So another analogy I like to use is if you imagine that you have a beautiful living room with a beautiful carpet, and you also have a beautiful pet dog. And one day your dog leaves a not so beautiful present on the carpet. And so the old thinking would be, well, I'm just going to look at where the carpet is clean and I'm going to focus on clean carpet, clean, beautiful carpet. So how's that going to work for you? You have to address the issue because one, we're kidding ourselves thinking that we're only focused on the positive because a big chunk of our brain is going, there's poop on the carpet.
Right.
And if we pretend it's not there, we're going to step in it and we're going to spread it around. So it's not a matter of just sitting down and going, oh, there's poop on my carpet and feeling bad about it. It's a matter of going, okay, there's poop. I'm going to clean it up. That's what tapping is. It's a cleaning process. So we're addressing what the issue is. By talking about it, that helps us to clean it more effectively. You know, rather than saying, I'm going to clean my carpet and I'm not going to focus on whatever it might be that might be on it. I'm just going to clean it. It's like, you know, it's going to be much more effective if we can zero in on where the problem is, clean it up, and then you don't have to worry about it anymore because then you're not pretending it's not there anymore. What we resist persists. So we want to address it, clean it up, and then when we say, I'm focusing on the positive, we really are. We're really in a more positive place. We're not pretending and giving off a lot of our energy to this thing that we're trying to pretend isn't there.
Definitely. And I think I see this problem a lot in the law of attraction community. And I do make a lot of videos about manifestations and things like that too. But sometimes when we are aware of the problem, I think it gives us more power and it makes us more, although it is scary, right? When we figure out, oh, I still have so much problem and I have all these things, like I don't want to stress too much about it. But at the same time, if we actually think of problem, not trying to stress about it, but trying to find like creative solutions for it, I think that gives us more power and makes us more resourceful in a lot of ways.
And that's why we start the tapping process with, even though I have this issue, I love and accept myself.
Right.
So it's not a matter of, I have this issue and I am such an idiot. I have this issue and I am such a loser. No, not at all. Because we're always doing the best we can, given our circumstances and given our programming. So wherever we're at, it's like, okay, given what I've been through, this is the best I could do. Now I choose to shift that. But beating myself up doesn't do that. We keep thinking we need to motivate ourselves with misery. I need to beat myself up because of my situation. It's like, no, then I just feel bad.
Right.
And in law of attraction, you know, as Esther and Abraham say, the most important thing is that you feel good.
Right.
So tapping gives us a quick tool for allowing ourselves to feel better and allowing ourselves to acknowledge what's going on and say, okay, even though this happened, I can still feel good. And now I can shift it, because if I refuse to look at it, it's always going to get in my way. And it's always going to limit my ability to be in vibrational harmony with what I want.
I think that's such a great way to put it there. And yeah, also, do you think we could do an actual tapping round where we could maybe give an idea to the audience about, you know, how to raise our vibrations in a way? Do you think that would be possible, Brad? Because I think right now a lot of people are just struggling, you know, they're just trapped inside and there's not of outlet over there, right? Because it's just like a lot of stuck energy in their bodies and, you know, I guess even in the surroundings right now. Do you think we could just
Yeah.
to give like an actual demonstration? Do you think we could do that?
Oh, all right. No, I would love to. Absolutely.
Awesome. Thank you,
That's
Brad.
what I live for. So, yeah, everyone go ahead and close your eyes. Take a deep breath in and hold it. And let it go. Now, just breathing comfortably with your eyes closed. Go ahead and allow yourself to be present. And just follow your breath through your body. Notice what's going on inside. And just feeling what goes on inside, say, I feel stuck. And this might be in terms of your personal life. It might be in terms of your professional life. Thinking about something that you want to create, something that you want to do, something you want to make better in your life. And just allow yourself to be aware of where you might feel stuck. Notice where in your body you might feel that stuckness. Notice on a scale of 0 to 10 how intense that feeling might be. Allow yourself to be aware of any thoughts, beliefs, or memories that might be coming up as to why you couldn't or shouldn't feel more flow, why you couldn't or shouldn't be moving forward. And as much as possible, do this without judgment, just allowing yourself to be aware of what's there. Just noticing what feels important. Take a deep breath. Let it go. Open your eyes. And so I'll show you where to tap, and then I'll say certain phrases. And Rav, if you'll repeat back the phrases, and everyone else just go ahead and repeat back what we say.
Cool.
Even though I feel kind of stuck,
Even though I kind of feel stuck,
I choose to love and accept myself anyway.
I choose to love and accept myself anyway.
Even though I feel kind of stuck,
Even though I kind of feel stuck,
I choose to love and honor myself anyway.
I choose to love and honor myself anyway.
Even though I feel kind of stuck
Even though I kind of feel stuck
in different areas of my life,
in different areas of my life,
there are things that I want to be different.
there are things I want to be different.
I want them to be better,
I want them to be better,
but I feel kind of stuck right where I'm at.
but I kind of feel stuck right where I'm at right now.
And even though I feel kind of stuck,
And even though I kind of feel stuck,
I choose to deeply and completely
I choose to deeply and completely
love, honor, and accept myself,
love, honor, and accept myself,
and maybe anyone else involved in this,
and maybe anyone else involved in this,
because I choose to be that free.
because I choose to be that free.
I feel pretty stuck.
I feel pretty stuck.
All the ways that I feel stuck.
All the ways that I feel stuck.
All these ways that I feel stuck.
All these ways that I feel stuck.
There are some things in my life
There's some things in my life
that I'm not excited about,
that I'm not excited about,
and I don't know how to change them.
and I don't know how to change them.
And even if I do know,
And even if I do know,
I can't seem to do what it takes.
I can't seem to do what it takes.
I might know the actions I need to take,
I might know the actions I need to take,
and I just feel stuck.
and I just feel stuck.
I just can't do what I need to do.
I just can't do what I need to do.
And maybe part of me says,
And maybe part of me says,
it's my thinking that is stuck,
it's my thinking that is stuck,
and I can't even think of what I could do.
and I can't even think of what I could do.
I know I don't want things to be the way they are,
I know I don't want the things to be the way they are,
but I'm not sure what to do about it.
but I'm not sure what to do about it,
And I just feel stuck,
and I just feel stuck,
and that doesn't feel good.
and that doesn't feel good.
And it's not because I'm bad or stupid.
And that's not because I'm bad or stupid.
It's not because I'm weak or lazy.
It's not because I'm weak or lazy.
It's because part of me says,
It's because part of me says,
even though it stinks to be stuck,
even though it stinks to be stuck,
it feels safer.
it feels safer.
Part of me feels safer being stuck.
Part of me feels safer being stuck.
So I stop myself from doing what I could do.
So I stop myself from doing what I could do.
I stop myself from knowing what I could do.
I stop myself from knowing what I could do.
I'm brilliantly trying to keep myself safe.
I'm brilliantly trying to keep myself safe.
And I'm clearing the fear that stops me.
And I'm clearing the fear that stops me.
All this fear that keeps me stuck.
All this fear that keeps me stuck.
All this fear that stops me from doing what I can.
All this fear that stops me from doing what I can.
I choose to clear this fear.
I choose to clear this fear.
I choose to clear it at a cellular level.
I choose to clear it at a cellular level.
I choose to clear it all the way back through my past,
I choose to clear it all the way back to my past,
back through all the times in my life
back through all those times in my life
where I somehow got the message
where I somehow got the message
that I couldn't handle moving forward.
that I couldn't handle moving forward.
When I think of the results I'd like to have,
When I think of the results that I could have had,
part of me finds those threatening.
part of me finds those threatening.
So I find ways to keep myself stuck.
So I find ways to keep myself stuck.
And I love and appreciate those parts of me
And I love and appreciate those parts of me
that are just trying to protect me.
that are just trying to protect me.
And I'm allowing myself to relax now,
And I'm allowing myself to relax now,
allowing myself to let go of the fear.
allowing myself to let go of the fear.
I can move forward.
I can move forward.
I can handle the changes.
I can handle the changes.
It's safe for me to move forward.
It's safe for me to move forward.
I don't need to be stuck anymore.
I don't need to be stuck anymore.
I'm allowing myself to relax.
Allowing myself to relax.
I'm allowing myself to loosen up
I'm allowing myself to loosen up
and clear out those areas
and clear out those areas
where I've been holding myself back,
where I've been holding myself back,
allowing new ideas to show up,
allowing new ideas to show up,
allowing myself the freedom to take action
allowing myself the freedom to take actions
so that I can allow things to get a whole lot better.
so I can allow the things to get a whole lot better.
And I'm setting myself free to do that
I'm setting myself free to do that
in body, mind, and spirit.
in body, mind, and spirit.
And take a deep breath. Close your eyes and just feel what goes on inside your body and say, I feel stuck. And hopefully that number feels a lot lower. Hopefully you feel a lot more relaxation, a lot more freedom in your body. And maybe some ideas have come up as to why, oh, this is why I've been holding myself back. This is what I'm afraid will happen. And you can tap more specifically on those things that are coming up.
That was awesome, Brad.
Yes, you are.
I don't know if you wanted to talk about that or not. Like, like how you got from acting to, like to personal development in general. And I think that's coming from my own point of view too, because I'm kind of having this, transition in my own career
Right.
from going from, like photography to life coaching. So if you wanted to like maybe share that, I'd be,
Yeah.
appreciative of that.
Right. How a grown man finds himself tapping on his face for a living. And you'd come to my workshop for actors. I started out as an actor and had traveled the world doing theater, went to Hollywood to become a movie star. And while I was there, I met a woman, fell in love, got married. And when our first child was on the way, I thought I should have a backup career. And so I'd always been fascinated with the power of the mind. And I trained to become a hypnotherapist. And I started doing that on the side. And when our second child was on the way a couple years later, I realized that as much as I loved acting, that personal development work was really my calling. This is really where I felt I was meant to do work. And we left Los Angeles to move to Northern California. And and up there, I found out about energy work and tapping and started introducing it into my sessions. And then little by little, they became tapping sessions, a little bit of hypnosis. And then YouTube came along and I thought, hey, wouldn't it be really cool if there was a tapping video people could start their day with? And I'll call it Tap of the Morning. And that was the only video I intended to make. I had no idea of making more videos. In fact, it was another 6 months or so before I thought, oh, I should probably do a tap of the evening so people could end their day with a tapping round. And then another idea came up and then another one. And now there's over 900 videos.
Wow. I mean, you are a pioneer when it comes to tapping videos. I mean, I don't even think when I first started tapping, there were any other, like tapping teachers over there, and I think there are more tapping professionals now up on YouTube, but I think I think your videos are probably like, some of the greatest because you have touched on topics that I think everybody can, like really appreciate, and that's really necessary. And that's what I really love about your channel, like I mentioned earlier too, because if you feel like anxious, you can go and look up on Brad's channel, and you'll find a video about how to release anxiety, or if you're feeling depressed or overwhelmed, or even if you're going through rejections or any other thing. Like, you have, I don't even know like how you come up with these ideas, but they're so brilliant.
Whatever it is, yeah, whatever it is, there's a tap for that.
Yeah, definitely.
Someone said, "How do you come up with so many topics?" And I said, "By being human." A lot of these are things that have been issues that I need to tap on, and a lot of them are suggestions. And I'll just be walking along, and an idea comes like, "Oh, this would really help people," or I'll be listening to a book on tape. It's like, "Oh, hey, that would make a great tapping video." So life gives us all kinds of opportunities to clear stuff.
That's awesome. Anyway, Brad, it was great having you here, and I really loved the tapping round that we did here too. And is there any last things that you wanted to say to our viewers here in the channel?
The last thing I always say on interviews when people ask me that is, love yourself more, because that's really the key to things getting so much better for you and then for others as well. And tapping is a great way to clear all the reasons why you tell yourself that you couldn't or shouldn't love yourself more. Mm-hmm. Clear that stuff out, allow yourself to love yourself more, and then you have that much more love to share with others. So please and thank you.
That's awesome. Thank you so much, Brad. And I think we're almost time out on the Zoom too. So I'll definitely send you an email right after. But thank you so much for being here today. And it was really great to talk to you. And I hope I'll get to meet you again in the future soon.
I hope so, Rad.
Yeah,
thank you. Thank you for having me on. It's been a pleasure talking to you again.
Thank you, Brad.